What up, FIFA Tears? It's B-Rad from the FSB creators here, and today we have another episode of our podcast, The Three for Tears. And obviously, with that means that we do have the rest of the FSB creators here, Mers and Luke. How you doing?
Au revoir.
Oh, French.
Hello. He's gone. Guten Tag.
Well, we've got French and German.
Yeah.
I'm surprised that there was no Spain coming, if I'm honest. But
Yeah, true. One of the people here is Spanish, not English.
Yes. Sí, señor.
I think it's
Hola.
Yeah.
Hola. Yes, but I'm saying sí, señor. Yes, sir.
Yes. Okay. How you guys doing? How's your FIFA week been since the podcast?
Laid back.
Laid back? Okay, I like that. That's
Not too
unusual in the world
bad.
of FIFA.
Not too bad. Obviously, FUT champs back on for me this weekend.
I took that schedule off. I seem to be doing it once every other week. Just for, well, even though this is a really good week for Team of the Week, just for sanity, I need to just, calm down a little bit. Don't overexert myself on it. Just so I don't get drained anywhere near as quickly on this game.
Yeah, I think there was a couple of good players, and then there was a couple of sort of interesting players as well. But
Two.
Everyone would have wanted to have gotten like Marquinhos or
Vinny
Vinicius. But I like the look. I like the look of Delort. I think he looks like an interesting card, and Correa as well. Looks like they're both fairly usable. But also, as well as the team of the week, we are in Rulebreakers Team 2 this week as well. So. I'll just go through the main ones there. So we've got Suarez, Foden, Kessie, Davies, Bamba, Kulusevski, Makis, Lopez, Corona. So Lopez, our first goalie, Corona, Kappa, and Sangare. Now, obviously, amongst that, there have been some SBCs and objectives out as well. I don't know about you guys. We sort of touched on this a little bit in the past again, seeing a few familiar faces. But generally, it's, I think, nation-wise, the most interesting Rulebreakers team we've seen.
Yeah, I mean, they've got an abundance of Ivorians. 3 of them, to be exact. With Cornet being in there as well from coming in with Klosterman and who was it? Let me just have a look. Kudos. So
another interesting nation.
Ghana. Nice little strong link to an SEN. It's always what we like to think of, and also actually links to the Sangare, so you can have the interesting nations in there together.
Well, don't forget Schlupp and Ayu, if you want a Premier League hybrid out of there.
Yes.
Yeah.
Of course. How could I forget that?
It's crazy, isn't it? It's crazy.
It's yeah. You got some interesting. That's like me level wacky hybrids. That's like when everyone was thinking, right, Onyeka's come out. We need to make a hybrid of Ndidi.
Yeah.
That's exactly the sort of thing. There's been a lot of that. There's been a lot of sort of those kind of players coming out recently, and you sort of like that. You like to see different nations,
I do like to see it. I think it doesn't encourage, like, when I say like it doesn't encourage using them, it just makes it so difficult to use them, because unless you're bringing them on in super subs or you've got a full team of heroes and icons, you pretty much have got to stick to that one league.
Or unless you try and get strong link through the team if they're from a better team or something like that,
there's good Ajax players. You could get it to the Gravenberch as an example. True.
Have you guys packed any?
Yes, I got trolled by Sangare. I thought it was, I see a walkout, I see CDM Ivorian, I'm going mental, and remember, isn't Kessie a centre mid? No, he's not. He's a CDM. It lined up perfectly until it didn't.
As for myself, I got a tradable Makis, my guy, that from the start of the game, that was my go-to, and I've also got Kappa, untradeable. So two interesting choices.
My favourite for freeze item that I used every single time last year.
The CDM.
Yeah.
That's the one.
Yeah, he was a very good card. I haven't packed any. I have packed Coates from obviously the first team. And it's not like I haven't had packs. I, like yourselves, have played rivals, have played FUT champs and things. So, but yeah, I just haven't been lucky enough to get one, I'm afraid.
Clearly, you're saving for that big time on a different promo.
Yeah, maybe that's what I'm looking for.
You're praying for a FUT birthday like I had last year.
I mean, I was what people would have considered, or certainly would have considered, lucky in my hero upgrade. However, after using him in the weekend league, jury's out. Let's say jury's out.
Okay, I mean, my one got put straight into an SBC. I said last week who I got the Saudi League man, and now he's just fodder. So now he is just gone.
Well, anyone that would have seen, because I did actually stream my FUT champions, would actually know what I've got now. So it's not so much of a secret, and I might be doing a video on him tomorrow, so Tuesday as it stands when we're recording this. I got Robbie Keane.
Nice.
Very good.
So it was a good one, but in game, I'm not that impressed.
I was getting torn apart by him.
Yeah. I've heard so many good things about Robbie Keane. I'm a bit surprised that you're the first person to actually say something negative about him, because I got Joe Cole, and if I could choose between Robbie Keane and Joe Cole, I'd rather go for Robbie Keane, honestly.
Can I just say, I would gladly pick between all of those instead of the damn Saudi guy.
Yeah, that is true. I mean, so it got to like about 4, maybe 5 games in the weekend league, and I was subbing him back out for Werner. So.
Okay. Because who was your strike partner? Were you playing him up top on his own, or was he a strike partner of someone?
No, I was playing him up top with Dembele, because that was just the way chemistry worked and having him in the team. I had to basically replace him with Werner. But now, since since Mahrez SBC came out, Dembele's gone, because I weren't liking him up front anyway, and Robbie Keane's back in with Werner up front now. So.
Okay.
It's a new partnership anyway.
You're trying him in a two instead. Certain ones play better in a 2.
Yeah, so he's in a 4-3-1-2. He plays up top, and now Mahrez is going to play my cam role. So.
Ooh, interesting. You did that, Mahrez. I've seen a lot of people saying they're not sort of that impressed with that Mahrez card. Enough to do it.
His finesse and the fact that in the starting formation of 4-4-1-1 for me that he links to Bernardo Silva to give everyone full chem.
Okay.
That's just why I did it. And like I say, Ousmane Dembele for me was playing right striker, and he was just missing so many chances that it was a no-brainer really in the end.
Okay.
Unfortunately, I didn't get to cash in on Dembele because the market is in the mud. But
yeah.
Indeed, it is.
It is indeed. Wait a sec.
I reckon that was a good segue.
Good segue.
Yeah,
it's good segue. I was wondering if it was a segue, or are you going to talk a bit more about champs? Because obviously I play champs as well. You know, you didn't want to hear about mine, because I've got to say with my champs, I started off quite poorly this weekend. I was 1-6, and then I was like, oh god, I'm not in the mood for it right now. Then the next day, no, actually I played some more because my littlest was ill on that. He was just basically throwing up a lot. So I was just playing it whilst keeping an eye on him. Won some more games, and then I won 7 and lost 5 out of like the next batch of games, and then I've basically finished on 8, and I was happy with that. So
is he better now?
He is better. But it's bugs going around the household because the oldest is now sick as well. So not the best of things, but they're all fine. They're all fine though. Hopefully nobody else in the household gets it. But let's move on to the next topic, shall we? So obviously FIFA has been out for a good 6 weeks now, and we're basically approaching 6-7 weeks. We're approaching the end of the season. So we've got the end of Div Rival season. We've obviously got the season objectives and stuff like that, rewards that obviously getting up to level 30. There was no level 15, which was I was a little bit disappointed with, that there was no level 15 player. It was only the level 30 this time round. And I would also say the level 30 players this year weren't that great of a selection, because last year it was 3 players from top 5 leagues or top 4 plus. League Earn, and this year it was 3 players from from MLS, Turkish League, and Liga NOS, I gotta say, those selections aren't necessarily the most impressive. Obviously, they're the best options available for those particular leagues, but then they're not necessarily the easiest necessarily to get into your team, except for the Liga NOS right back who's Spanish. So you could
That is who I
get
Davidson, the Brazilian's not got good links, has he?
Oh yeah,
No
Dave
Brazilian
actually.
links?
Yeah, who's the other
No,
one?
there's no Brazilians in the game anymore. Did you not know?
No, they don't exist. The other guy is Argentinian striker Boo.
Yeah. He
MLS.
hasn't got any
Okay.
Argentinian links either.
No,
No,
they're all
no,
terrible
he
links.
doesn't.
All
I was
terrible
just
links.
thinking.
It's just because Spain's a really good nation in a certain
It
series.
is, it's a good
He's
nation.
blinded
It's the
by
best
it.
nation.
It is.
I'm blinded by
See?
it. Yeah. See, yeah. I was blinded by that.
But yeah, I mean, I did kind of in mind as to what you were saying. I suppose I did take Pedro Porro for the fact that, yeah, I can hybrid out for him for series that we do. Go and check our links below. Yeah, so that I could basically use him. But I did try and use him once already, and that was in the latest episode with Luke, and he got replaced with a bronze. So
Yeah, so you didn't actually get to
Indeed.
use
to
it.
use him. Yeah.
just like I couldn't use Rip Art either. I've been looking forward to.
He's still
So,
unused as it stands. Yeah.
Who would you be taking, Luke, if once you get to level 30?
So I'm trying to think of which would be the most unique. Honestly, it might be Pedro Porro, just because there's a bunch of Brazilian left wingers. Like we already know that already. Vinny Junior's had how many informs? Argentine strikers, maybe MLS strikers would be interesting at this point. So maybe I take Boo, which I mean I'm used to not being taking the popular decision, such as I enjoy the shooting version of Nkunku. But honestly, I think with the decisions they made, people ask for different players, and this is absolutely it again. As another thing, the worst part of about them removing level 15 rewards is these would have been perfect for that. Last season, when we're talking about level 15 and level 30, most people didn't care about the level 30 rewards. I think who was the first season's ones? Sabitzer, Lacazette, and someone else.
Bernat.
They weren't impressed. Was it Bernat? Juan Bernat was probably the best one to take from there. Like they weren't exactly impressive. And then the ones at level 15 were the ones like Idu, the Ghanaian centre back, or the Colombian centre mid Tello. People like that. They were the more interesting, unique ones which people so desperately wanted. So much so I think I heard some people say it last year they wish they had the choice at level 30 to pick another level 15 one.
Okay.
I remember I think specifically Capgon Tom saying that at one point on a team takedown. Don't
I
quote me on
don't
that.
remember. I don't recall hardly ever seeing, other than like you say when we're watching like content videos, many people using objective players or level 30, 15 players in their teams.
Yeah,
Like,
I mean, one exception to the rule was a player who I lost to you specifically, which really, really, really upset me. Because it was during that spree when I kept losing right backs. It was Mattia De Chilio.
Right back.
Mattia De Chilio.
Yes.
Oh,
He
yeah.
was
he
my
the
guy.
best.
The ones that I actually got.
De Chilio was great. That was the
He
same
was
day you wiped out my Ansaldi. I had so many right backs that I just liked using, and every single time I went back to it, going like, yeah, this would have been great if I had De Chilio still. He was a great card. But we don't really have them yet. We get them probably.
Yeah.
De Chilio-esque cards. He was like I think season 3 maybe, season 4
3 or
at
season
push.
4. I think it was around maybe FUT birthday, so that might be about
Probably.
4.
Yeah,
possibly.
probably about that time.
Yeah.
But yeah.
The biggest problem I would find that why no one really cares too much about the level 30 ones, except for maybe Disiglio, who was a fullback, is because most of the central players, like the strikers, the central mids and stuff like that, they tend to, by the time you get to level 30, they've fallen behind in terms of
behind
the
the
power curve,
Yeah.
basically.
Absolutely.
So they're no longer really usable. That's why people cared more about the 15, because they were still usable at the time that you unlock them, and you can
Not even
unlock them
fully
quite
that.
quickly as well. You can
I
unlock
think it was
those.
just the
like,
uniqueness. I think it was
Yeah.
mainly
I
the
think a bit of
uniqueness.
that. Yeah, I think a bit of they're unique and like they're not players that are likely to get performance-based cards, so they're not going to feature much in Team of the Week. So that makes them more
Yeah.
interesting. But But
It's,
yeah,
it's
I
like
think
these
it's just generally
Eredivisie
like,
Player of the Months. These
you aren't gonna
Eredivisie
get-
Player of the Months are the equivalent of level
Yeah.
15 for me at the moment.
yeah.
Mm.
Like I find them. I mean, it sounds offensive to the league, but I find them pointless. But
You wait
They
until
need
you
to
come
do
up
it.
against them mid-year, mate.
is he good?
No, I'm just going to play him against you mid-year at some point in the series.
Oh right, yeah.
I'm
okay.
just telling,
Uh,
just pre-warning that.
And then like, yeah, you got to also bear in mind that like essentially, well, for playing the game, these cards are free, so EA
Yeah.
aren't going to go and give you like the best cards in the game for free because they don't make any money from that. So
No, not at all. And I mean, the other thing that is obviously with the season end is Div Rivals. Now, to get the big, luxurious packs, you have to get 90 games of Div Rivals played. So you don't have to win them, you just play them. You can lose, you can draw, but as long as you play at 90 or more, you get the tier 3 reward. Now, from about Div 6 upwards, it's a 100k pack, and then like from about 4 upwards, it's a 100k pack plus something else. I think Div 3 is 200k packs because I'm in Div 3 on my content account, so that's what I'm trying to aim for, get those 90 games played. But the biggest problem is those 90 games, in my opinion. I think that is probably a little bit too high of a watermark for the rewards. I feel like maybe 75 might have been a bit more of a reasonable number,
what were we
because
saying, over how many weeks was it? 6, we said. didn't
6 weeks,
Six,
yes.
7 weeks.
we? So as well as your FUT champs, as well as objectives and things, they're asking you to add on 15 games of Rivals a week. Yeah.
Yeah,
Or 50. Sorry.
Roughly.
You just got to play them. Yeah. You haven't
Just
got
got to play
just
him,
gotta
not win.
play them.
Not win,
Yeah,
just
so
play
not
him.
win.
15 games of Rivals a week, plus your 8 qualifiers, plus your 20 champs. This is all providing that you qualify for champs first time.
Yeah.
Then not to mention your icon swaps, your objectives and things. It's not for the casual player, is it? Let's face it.
Not
No.
in the slightest.
Well,
So you're getting rewarded for basically just being a almost full-time FIFA content player.
exactly. If you're full time, you get.
It especially hurts the likes of me and Mers when we're running multiple accounts. Like I'm
That's true.
possibly going to be running 3 accounts with an Xbox account coming soon. And I've heard certain people in our community, not saying names, want a separate extra tier. They want a tier for about 110 games, which I
Crazy.
would be. I'm not going to be saying I'm against it. If they keep the rewards as they are now and then give a bonus tier above that, I don't have a problem with it. It just means I'm just not going to try and hit it. I'm not going to try and play an extra 20 games on top of the 90.
No,
I'm not even hitting the 90. I've got 16 to play on one account and I've not even hit 50 on the other. So I mean,
I'll tell you what.
it's not my
tell you what.
problem at that point.
Let's go and have a look. How am I going to find this out?
Just go on the Rivals. Just click on
Yeah,
Rivals.
go on
It'll tell you
Rivals.
on the left hand side.
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm going to find this out because when we talk about casual players, right, it's someone that's somewhere in between me and these guys. These guys stream and stuff, so they have
Yeah.
more time to do that than me. I have work, have a newborn, all that sort of stuff. Don't even have that much time. I play my 3 wins to get my Rivals awards, right? That's how much I play. So is it the milestone progress, is it?
Yeah, milestone
Yeah.
progress. Milestone.
Yeah, so I've played 38 games of Rivals.
Yeah. Not
Okay,
too
that's
shocked
6
by that.
weeks, and that is let's not forget that in that I've managed to somehow play 2 lots of champs, which is unheard of. So
Which,
one,
if
that
you'd not
tells
played
you-
champs, you'd have had enough to go for then the next tier up.
yeah,
in
Yeah.
So essentially, what is that? That tells you a few things, doesn't it? It tells you, one, how different the route and the champ system is for me to be able to play it twice, but also how unlikely it is that I'm going to be able to ever get these tier items.
Exactly, and with how nerfed the rewards are for Div Rivals, they're saying the rewards now is the season rewards. That's where you get the big boy rewards, like,
Yeah.
or in the upper like Div 1 and Elite Division is the only other possible way of getting realistically the best sort of like weekly rewards. And then I think that's the problem for the casual player then, who doesn't necessarily qualify for champs, is where are they going to get the packs to potentially pack their players? Because if they're playing Div Rivals and say they can only play 10 rather than 15, They're never going to get that necessary 100k pack at the end of the season, and they're only getting what, maybe 2 packs a week from Div Rivals, and if they do some squad battles, maybe, but they don't go up to like proper high rewards, so they go to maybe gold 3 or silver 1. Again, that's another like 2 or 3 packs. Like they're only going to realistically have 6 packs, and then any other like maybe SBCs that they release like challenges. So I feel sorry for them.
But to be fair, depending on the division, then I start to look at Div 4, for example. You get a 50k pack.
Yeah, the quality of the
Div
packs
5,
aren't
you get
too
a 50k
bad.
pack, 45k pack for 6. When does it jump to 100? Div 1, it jumps to 100.
Yeah,
Okay,
so
quite a way.
So it's quite a way. But yeah, 50k packs from Div 5 upwards. People are in that sort of bracket. You have to get seven wins in that week. It's not like previous times when you had to play 30 games. You got to think of the difference in that. You're playing 15 a week instead of 30, but that used to include the champs. But you wouldn't hit max without playing them separately, so you'd have to play 30 something plus games a week, probably like 40, to make sure you got rank 1, Div 1. You got your 125k packs at the time. You're technically having to play less games in this sense to get it.
Yeah.
But if you just have those 2 packs though, you're not necessarily guaranteed to pack something good as well. I know obviously you have the minimum guaranteed rating, but obviously it's all about the numbers game. So realistically, the more games you play and the more that you do things, and you get like into squad battles and you do FUT champs, that's how you got the chance of packing good players. So that's why I feel a little bit sorry for the casuals who might not necessarily have that opportunity, because they're only getting like half a dozen packs a week versus like say myself, who's then playing FUT champs on that, who's getting 9 maybe 10 packs a week. So I've got a better opportunity to upgrade my team versus them, and then obviously I've got my red.
But they always were going to, weren't they? Realistically, a casual last season was not going to hit the week, or last year wasn't going to hit the quota of 30 games in a week with getting to the high enough tier to get the level of rewards you'd have got plus your champs last year. If they're a casual player, they're not going to hit the same ceiling, period, whether it was last year or this year. This year, I'll agree it's slightly less likely than they would have last year due to the amount of stuff in packs at the time, the amount of packs you get, or you could just take the coins, etc. You had options, but
the thing is rank 3 for like last year for Div Rival rewards, which that's roughly about 10 games. That's about 10 games you can easily attain rank 3. You could get like 8 packs from Div Rivals from doing that each and every week, versus now getting 2 for the same amount of games. Maybe the quality.
You get 2 for playing 3 games for winning 3 games.
For winning 3 games, yes.
Yeah, for winning 3 games.
But I think the quality goes down, doesn't it? A little bit.
The quality goes down. Yeah, the quality goes down to 1 rare gold, 1 mixed players in Div 3, rank 3. To 50. To obviously, if you don't win as many games, you're not going to get as good rewards. It's similar to last year. If you'd have struggled to win games, you would only get about a couple 100 points per game, maybe.
Yeah.
Whilst if you win, you get about 800-900. It's simply not logical to say, but if they'd had to win 3 games last time, they'd have got them much more. Well, no, because gradually, at least with this, another thing with this is it's fixed. At least it's fixed. You have to win 3 games specifically. You have to win 7 games specifically. Last year, you knew you had to hit roughly a certain amount of points, and that sometimes would change beyond on weeks, what the score was you had to hit. Like fractionally, we're not talking like stupid amounts, but it would move the goalpost slightly one way or another. It was never the exact same amount needed to hit rank 1 in Div 1 or rank 2. The difference between the two, it did move slightly in the weeks.
It did ever so slightly,
At least you know specifically, right, I know I have to win this many games and it's done. Yep. You don't.
Yeah, and I do like that.
You don't gamble on it by going like, will it drop to Div rank 3 rewards or would it be rank 2 rewards?
And that's
You
the thing,
know
like,
what you've got on the tin. It
just-
says what it does on the tin.
like what you were just saying about like the 50k pack thing and that. Like I feel like, well now I only played enough games to be able to get me to Div 4. That's where I'm sat. But
Same.
I also know that I just play 3 wins, or I get 3 wins, and I can choose in my option 2. I can have an untradeable rare players, and untradeable prime gold players, and 16,000 coins.
Yeah.
So I'm happy. Like for me personally, I'm happy. I only got to play. I get 3 wins, and I get that every week. Happy days.
Yeah.
Depends on the players in the scenario.
Yeah, it's different cases, different situations.
Cases for different people
I
that play
I
the game.
I slightly preferred like the ability of having more packs from Div Rivals last
That's
year
fine.
versus this week, than this year. But
Yeah,
it's the 90 games that's probably the biggest killer, like you've mentioned, as we both run in multiple counts. Now I've been able to hit 90 on my RTG a couple weeks ago because I was heavily playing that early on anyway. But this week I was about 28 games away from that 90 game mark. I've literally had to spend about 20 games just literally putting my controller down and letting games play out so that I can get closer to that, because I knew I wouldn't be able to hit that 90 mark without doing that whilst I'm doing like other tasks around the house. So like when I was packaging things up to put into the post and stuff like that, I was basically doing that. Similar to what you might do with squad battles when you've scored a few goals and you just put the controller down. I was having to do that with Div Rivals just so I can guarantee that I get the 200k packs, because the tier 2 reward versus the tier 1 reward for the end of season reward, I think, is just such a stark contrast from one another.
Yeah,
I think
you're not wrong. It's a big jump.
It is a big jump, yeah. But I know I'm going to get to 100k packs. But are you, like, guys, guaranteed, or are you going to literally miss out?
My one's only 100k pack in Div 4 at the moment. If I jump to Div 3, if I make that jump, then I join you on 200k packs. But for Div 4 rank 3 is, let me just check, it's 100k pack and 2 prime gold players packs.
What is this for? Rank?
This is for the, so this is
90
milestones.
games.
This is the 90 games thing.
I'm never getting there. Yeah,
So currently, Brad, you're on for, in Div 4, 1 premium gold players pack untradeable.
that's fine.
Because you
Versus
said
100k.
that's 20.
Like we were saying, like it's the price I pay for like
not having the
game,
time
so
basically.
I kind of have to be okay with it, if you know what I mean. So
Yeah, it's that EA's trickery of trying to force us into playing the game as much as that we can possibly spend. Like, I would love to play other games. Like, I would love to maybe get GTA when it comes out, but I'm like, nah. If I go on GTA, I'm just gonna have to end up not being able to have the rewards. Like,
I've sacrificed that. I've totally gone sod it. I'm doing that. I'm spending more time playing Yu-Gi-Oh. One of my other hobbies. I'm currently looking forward to Forza Horizon being playable for me on the Game Pass tomorrow. Stuff like that. That's where my head's at, which isn't exactly the best in terms of FIFA. But
you're happier.
As people are saying,
exactly.
but I've seen people like Vernon on Twitter, V10 Vernon, saying something about the game's already feeling a bit draining. I think on Twitter, it might not have been him. It might have been, I seem to recall it was saying that the game's a bit stale after 2 months. It might have been on Babu Foot though. One of the two.
I saw a couple of things. I saw Nep say that he's done everything this week, so now there's nothing for him to do till Thursday. But then obviously got to bear in mind these guys do get that is their full-time job. And I've seen another couple of people saying that we're only in November and already I'm not enjoying the game anymore. So like it is just how
some of that can be down to the patches. To be fair, the patches made the game worse in my opinion. The keepers being good was an interesting little factor, but now it's a bit of a side bit.
Isn't it just the same thing every time? Well, certainly in the last 2 years, after that first patch, the game got ruined.
Pretty much, yeah. I think that covers everything with the season-based stuff, and then the other stuff that we've seen this week, that for the first time, preview promo packs have returned for the first time. We had 50k preview packs yesterday. Obviously, it's had a little bit of a major effect on the market, but I think other things like people panic selling maybe a little bit with maybe the end of season rewards coming up as well. Maybe that could have an effect on the market as well, thinking about it. Possibly. And then the Icon, probably people selling up to invest for fodder for the other thing that they've released, which is today, the base Icon SBC. Did you guys get anything decent in the preview packs first and foremost?
No.
No, that's easy.
I got something alright. That was where I got Sangare, but I also got Informed Carrasco, which, fun fact, that's still not the price of 50k pack. That's roughly there. Carrasco's
yes.
Carrasco is one of only 3 players in this team of the week that is not discard value. He's about 26 grand.
Yeah.
That pretty card, sure. That everyone was saying Carrasco looks like pre-game, obviously before the market was like in the state it is. Got like, oh, he's gonna be the best La Liga winger, even better than Hazard, even though he's higher rated. Everyone was saying this card's gonna be worth a mortgage at first. Obviously, that wasn't true. Being an 84 rated, he gets an inform, he gets a special card. Everyone's thinking, oh, this is gonna be really expensive. No, it wasn't even on that front.
No. I think Vinny Jr. has an effect on that.
Yeah, Vinny Jr.'s absolutely had an effect on being. He's comfortably the best winger in La Liga. Yeah. But even so, even if Vinny Jr. wasn't a thing, this card would be slightly higher in price, but not outrageously. Yeah. I think it would probably be sitting about 40 to 50k. We've seen based off obviously Makis is also a card, like in La Liga, Granada obviously. So
the bad nation and not the greatest of clubs though for Makis, which is why he's 12k.
Yeah, it's true. It's true, but
I got Jordan Henderson.
Oh, there you go.
Oh.
Something support. I mean, guaranteed one, I'm pretty certain, but still.
I brought 2, but I made a 25k loss on those 2. I got a team of the week in both of those packs, and I got Makis in one, and then some like fodder cards or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
And then the third one, yeah, that was proper big out. Again, it was a discard value team of the week, but then it was just like 800 coins per player for the rest of the things because, well, gold rares aren't selling. Like, I constantly listing up gold rares on my transfer list, and they're just not selling if they're like 82 or lower. Right, if they're an 83, they might sell.
Possibly try now. I mean, obviously now the 78 upgrades out.
Nope.
I had lows, and it basically meant I could do all like loads of the 78s. So
it's not helped. I got about 3 or 4 good things. One of which was in the RTG. I got a Benzema on that, so I'll take it. But I got a Modric on this account. That was about it.
I personally am not going to mention what I got just because I may have
got a vid. So. Yeah, that's fair enough. That is fair enough. Talking of which, there was another thing influencing the market today. Obviously, we saw the lows of the preview packs. But then there was a steady rise based off some leaks that came out today, wasn't there? With a certain Icon SBC rumoured, and then it, lo and behold, was actually true. Today an Icon SBC has come out. And honestly, firstly, are you guys doing it?
No, but to just also plug myself again, also in that player pick video is an Icon SBC pack. No, sorry, yeah. I haven't built fodder because obviously I do SBC cards for like videos anyway, but also I've done a few for my own team, and so in that sense I've not, and as you've just seen about how much I don't play the game, I haven't built up fodder over time, so no, I'm not going to do it. I'm certainly not going to pay for it out of coins, so no, I won't be doing it.
Nah, yeah, I keep putting my fodder into player SBCs because I'd rather put the fodder into something that I know what I'm getting rather than putting it into an Icon SBC and getting a 100k icon that I'm just not going to use, full stop. Like,
and let's face it, like, it isn't going to be that long. I mean, in certain icons are going to be behind the curve anyway, but it isn't going to be that long before once we get mids and then we get primes, that they are going to be generally behind the curve.
Yeah, but mids are already out, obviously, but the pack won't come out till probably, February? We saying?
No.
No, earlier.
But we're already now getting.
No.
We've already got our first 2 player Icon SBCs as well.
Yep.
So yeah, I think generally, I think the base Icon SBC is bad. When it comes to like the base or mids or the mid or primes and stuff, is when it gets a bit more interesting for me. But
that was only an Icon swaps really at that point though.
This is just to help get rid of people's fodder, isn't it?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, I mean, I've
much.
already done it. Obviously, back when, way back when last year, they were very good to me. I probably should call up a certain friend who opened them up for me. A certain Atani opened up, I think, about 3 or 4 of them and got me in sequence. He got me firstly Dino, then
Nice.
he found Ferenc, then I got a Desai. Like they paid off for me, all those base ones. All those were ahead of the curve. I was about the guy. If he needed someone to spice up a pack, not a pack opening, but someone to spice up a stream with I'm doing Icon SBCs, hit him up. That was it. I was the guy. If it failed with me, then oh god, there's no saving it. There was a couple times where that happened, but normally if someone needed to come in clutch, it was myself on that front with him. I don't know why it worked so well, but it just did. So, I mean, we'll see how my Icon SBCs are this year. My other SBC, being the hero, obviously ended terribly. So I would say I'm due something, but hey, you never due anything from FIFA.
Yeah.
No, there's never. They don't owe you. That's just how it is, isn't it?
They don't owe you. You owe them, and that's because of FIFA points.
I would quickly say the other thing is Icon swaps is just around the corner as well, realistically. So I'd rather, if I want to get an Icon pack,
grind out the base Icon SBC. Is it like the pack?
No,
I mean it'll be in there. It would be one in there.
Yeah, I'd rather do the Icon pack for free with Icon swaps and rather dump in like load of coins and fodder basically into this pack.
You'd rather pay with your time than pay with your the players in your club.
Yeah, you want to do one of those like 15 plus games a week, and turn to like 30. But when did Icon Swaps 1 come out? Let me have a
I feel like that was the end of
Last time I think it
November.
was mid-November.
Yeah,
Like
I want to say season 2.
I'm trying to find it. So
I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, December.
Oh, was it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I see a run the FUT market 11th of December, 2020. 11th of December was when it came out, so we still got a good month and a bit until then.
I don't mind waiting.
And based on
no, absolutely, everyone's gonna mind. You find waiting.
And so based on that, everyone's going to be getting a hero pack at the same time that they'll be grinding out.
Yeah,
so
just beforehand.
Teams are going to get very interesting around December.
Pretty much. I mean, it's obviously going to be the start of season 3 because every time Icon Swaps comes out, it's the start of a brand new season, near enough.
Yes.
So you've got the whole 6 weeks to try and grind out the Icon Swaps. There's no particular rush. That's how they've sort of done it the last few times. But yeah, it's something.
Well, just to clarify something that people might pick up on when I say about I did my hero pack. So I did say in the last stream, in the last podcast, I'm pretty sure I said I weren't going to do it because of the free pack. Yeah, it turns out that because I got this FIFA as a best man present for being best man at Matty's wedding, Matty, the guy with all the pack luck this year, he actually ordered it, or I got it a week after the cut-off. So yeah, the reason I did the SBC is because I won't be getting that free pack.
So after all that last week,
after all that, yeah,
it doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter. But,
damn.
Yeah. With that, then I suppose we'll get on to what we would call real football. And yeah, let's talk about what has happened this week before we look at potential team of the week. So obviously, in true what seems like Norfolk fashion, Norwich go and get their first win and then they go and sack the manager. I mean, I think I'd like to think that it's one, it was on the cards anyway, and two, it's because we're entering international break. So it's probably time for them to find someone. But it does just it's funny. It's funny that like people have all these things on. Norwich is inbred, Norfolk's inbred, blah blah blah, all these things, and then we go and get our first win, and then sack the manager. It's just what it is. But on top of that, we've got like manager appointments. We've got other things going on, and then obviously your guys' teams. I mean, Mers, nice win at home to Watford.
I think it could have been a bit more convincing. I think we had a fair few opportunities. They also missed an opportunity, so they could have potentially drawn the game as well. I feel like they maybe should have had another maybe red card, because I was watching the game. Danny Rose with his tackle.
Yeah.
Good question about whether that could have deserved a red or not. But it's always a
player that probably was like allowed.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Kind of situation
as well.
Yeah. I feel like sometimes Watford is one of those sort of like bogey teams that we come up against. Like a lot of the times they will actually beat us.
I mean, I remember a famous time they beat you, and it's only famous because of AFTV, and that is the time that Ty used the excuse, well, it's because it was raining. That was what the time. It was like Watford, I think, beat you 1-0 that day, and it's like, well, you can't forget it's been raining. Brilliant quote.
It rains quite a lot.
Did you not think a few did you not sort of sympathise a bit with Ranieri in a sense with the injustice as he called it, the foul and the morals?
In terms of like they kicked out the ball so that one of their players could basically seek medical assistance. And then the fact that we didn't pass the ball back to them, I do think that was a bit disgraceful. Personally, I don't agree with
it's
that.
Not cool, is it? It's not
Yeah,
no. And then there was the possible foul in there as well from Maitland-Niles off the ball taking out Sarr as well in that same move. But obviously he'd already had one disallowed at that point.
Yeah, I think both sides had a fair share of fouls and stuff like that.
Oh, absolutely.
To be fair, so. And then obviously Aubameyang's missed another penalty going in the same direction.
It's got to change now.
Well, here's the thing: Lacazette's got a perfect record from penalties, as the Sky commentary team wouldn't let anyone forget. So the fact that Aubameyang's still taking penalties is a bit contentious.
Do you think it's just a bit of like this is my forte, and until someone like he's just basically put his stamp on it that I'm the guy.
Probably,
but Lacazette's got a perfect record. He's not missed a single penalty for Arsenal. At that point, it should just be him taking over and going, mate.
As soon as I think this is one of them things that as soon as your first one's missed, then I think the plate needs to go to someone else. I mean, like I'd like to think that would happen.
You'd think, but Mers as Mers said, he's missed not just missed a penalty. He said he missed another penalty.
Yeah.
So it's not the first time. It's not something new.
I think
he's pulling something there, isn't he?
I don't know. I think missing one penalty you can't just say you missed one penalty. Right, someone else has got to take it from now on.
So it depends on the manner of the miss. It depends on the manner of the miss.
Yeah.
If you're doing what Aguero did to Mendy in the summer, obviously not there anymore. But if you do that with a little cheeky dink down the middle that's been picked out of thin air, it's like with Lookman against who was it again? It was Newcastle. I remember. I feel it was against Newcastle last year.
It was
for Fulham.
I remember it thinking because it was
last
like
minute.
Wasn't like they were. It was quite important, wasn't it? They weren't.
Yeah, it got them a point, I think.
Yeah, I think it was. Yeah, I think it was to get him a point. Yeah.
And he's done a dink down the middle, and for some reason it screamed Newcastle to me.
If you're 5-0 up, fair play, but and even then you still have got an idiot.
Oh, absolutely, but. Yeah, it didn't quite sit right. Oh, just no shots on target. Like Conte can't work his magic overnight. Like you're not gonna expect that. Give him a couple weeks. Obviously, not including the international break.
But do you think this come at a good time though?
No? Yeah, probably similar with Fark as you said. Training pitch, etc. He's had like a free week here, which the first game was bloody interesting. That was a nice little scare on my birthday. Seeing 3-0 up, 3-2 red card. Oh, Spurs are being Spursy on my birthday. That's always nice. And they pull through because 2 red cards on the other side. But
Yeah.
Conte's going to need time to work his system. Like a draw against Everton, it's
Find
They-
out a
they-
little bit
they-
about who
they
he
will
wants to
win-
play and where as well. I suppose.
exactly. He said he's going to give every single player a chance to earn their spots. Obviously, that means Dele Alli's going to have his form back for about 3 weeks before he then goes back to his usual ways. But yeah, it'll be interesting to see who sort of gets in the team and how long we stick with a defence that features both Ben Davies and Eric Dyer. Hopefully, not much longer.
I don't know. It's the three at the back formation again.
Hopefully, not much longer.
Do you think as well, given what we've been saying, obviously in the past about Harry Kane, given the fact that, like you say again, no shots on target, etc., all that sort of stuff. Do you think that coming in the way he is, he's going to be brave enough if he sees that maybe the work rates of Harry Kane on the training pitch aren't at the level he'd want them to be at, that he will consider dropping him?
Absolutely. Conte
Yeah.
does not care. Like, Conte will not... If certain managers will sort of tiptoe around and go, well, I've got to keep this player happy, when does Conte care about that?
No.
Look at how many people he upset in the Chelsea days.
I would like that if he's going to do it, that he also not so publicly, but in some ways does kind of let him know or let everybody know that's why he's doing it, because I think it's one of those things to do it. You need backing for a start. So whether that's your fans, whether that's anyone behind the scenes, they need to back you on the fact that okay, this is our star player or one of our star players who was supposedly tipped for a move to Manchester City, and but also you need to make that player know no one's bigger than a team. So yeah, you might have had us you might have had us bent over a bench during that summer transfer window, making your best to try and get the move that you didn't end up getting, but also that doesn't mean that when you didn't get sold you can't suddenly stop playing football for it. You can't just suddenly decide, well, I didn't get the move I want, so I'm going to put in 90-80% of the effort.
Absolutely.
I'd like to see him call him out for it if he's going to do it, but you never know.
I don't think he'd do it as a public dressing down. I don't think he'd go that. It'd basically be a show of what's happening. That he's not going to take anything.
The thing is about it, I think he'll get asked about it if he did it. That's the first interview question on someone's sheet.
Yeah.
On that first game he does it, and you have to respond with something. And I think just to say maybe some players are given more than others or something like that, just a little.
Yeah, I mean, he's not. He won't. I don't think he'll name names though, as the extent. People, it will be implied. It won't be specifically going out saying Harry needs to know this.
Yeah, he's the one.
They might say, oh, you've dropped Harry, and then that'll be, this is a sign to everyone. He would. I reckon he'd say it as the whole team. Complacency or something like complacency is not going to be accepted.
Yeah, definitely.
You got to do your bit for the team. Something like that.
Say it, yeah.
Like it's not like a Jose Mourinho taking Luke Shaw to sort of absolutely ripping to shreds.
Basically, just telling the whole world that he doesn't like the guy. Yeah. That's just Mourinho's ways, though, isn't it? That's just how he is.
It is.
So weekend football does lead on to Team of the Weeks, and there is one notable potential Team of the Week from this. I'd love to see how EA are going to get away with not giving him one, but it seems like so far we've always had a kind of, this guy could potentially get it this year, and they haven't, like Mbappe with the France.
Yep.
What did he do? He got them through the Nation Cup, then scored 2 and assisted, something he did. It was crazy, and he still didn't get one. Now we've got Neymar this week, so they win, and Neymar scores twice. I think also in that, Mbappe got both the assists.
I would have to look it up. I do not know the answer.
And so really, it seems like we are going to be getting a 92 Neymar. So another insane Brazilian left winger for Team of the Week. So we've had Vinicius Junior twice, and obviously now it looks like we're going to get Neymar. Prior to that, although he was on the other side, we've had Felipe Anderson, but he's another Brazilian winger. Yes, he's on the right hand side. So plenty of Brazilian hybrids to be able to go around from Team of the Week players. There is a left winger also in it, Everton, so he is going to be the troll because as Luke quite rightly pointed out, 83 informs or special cards appear to be walkouts. So if Everton gets this 83 card that's rumoured on here, you can bet you're going to be trolled for Neymar. Other than that, the only games I kind of know a little bit about is obviously Cancelo getting his one at left back for Man City, and then Goretzka as potential for Bayern Munich. Other than that, I did see Iago Aspas, obviously that was the comeback in the Barcelona game, so that was 3-3 after they were 3-0 up, as an 86 inform. And then Tony Kroos, I didn't see what he would have got it for. I haven't actually looked at the Real Madrid game. 89, I mean he's fodder, isn't he? Jan Sommer getting another inform. I remember, when his headliners weren't last year, was it the year before?
Something like Hideki got the headliners last year.
Yeah,
I remember
the year
that.
before that, Sommer had his, and he was getting crazy amounts of informs. Seems like he's got another one again. Big Tim Krul appears to be there for Team of the Week for Norwich. Pablo Fornals obviously scored in the West Ham win for Liverpool, probably one of the biggest results of the weekend, certainly for any Chelsea fans.
I have gone to the effort to look for another one just as a sort of cross-reference, see if there's any that appear on both.
Not just the one, not just
to see both.
Footbin. Yeah, go ahead.
So I've got one off Twitter that seems to be showing obviously Neymar and Aspas. Kroos is in there as well. There is a Goretzka being shown, possibly. Kurt Zuma as well as a shout for a Team of the Week
Zuma
with his
shout.
goal.
Very good header. Yeah.
Some more sort of obviously Cancelo's in there. There's one rumoured for. I mean, this one's not got a single centre back, but it's got a bunch of fullbacks in this one. Cancelo, Acuna, and Cuadrado are on this one. I'm a fan of this because there's two Colombians.
So this one's got Acuna, Cancelo, and then it's got Klaus.
Yeah, Klaus is on the reserves for me, although it has given him the featured. I also have a second informed Diaz, which Mers and myself will be grinning like Cheshire Cats for.
Yes, if it gets.
Yeah, if it gets to that point, we'll absolutely be over the moon. Some underrated ones I can see in here. Obviously, anyone who remembers Team of the Season last year, Honeyman's gone. So that's what I'm seeing. Honeyman's possibly in the running.
Brilliant.
So that's fun. Pedrosa, if anyone remembers him, I think he's Spanish League 2. So that means Mers and or Brad will be getting him in their bonus draft builders. Is an inform with 93 pace, possibly inbound.
Nice.
Which is very nice. There's a bunch of sort of nice cards in there. So like Visca Roy's, remember when he used to get like the 85s, 86s, 87 informs. The further the year went on, he's possibly rumoured for one as well.
Nice. Yeah, so I just looked. Tony Kroos scored in the 2-1 win, but I mean you don't ever really know from that what that means for the inform.
Yeah.
He had a good game behind that as well.
It's true.
We've got Pedro as a left wing. I mean,
already got the flashback card.
Everyone that did his flashback card has already got the card way ahead of this 82 rated inform.
Yeah.
Any that go into your team, Mers?
Any that go well, if Diaz gets the inform, he's going straight into the team, regardless. Basically, I'll buy him. For
12k.
Beyond,
yeah, he loves it.
it's not going to be expensive.
Matter.
It's not going to
be expensive.
Exactly, it's not going to be expensive. The interesting one is I have Cancelo in my team, but I need a strong link at left back for Diaz. So it would be a shame that Cancelo. If I maybe play Cancelo off cam up right back instead.
Yeah,
that
still get what, 6,
basically 7? Yeah. If I would happily take a Goretzka. I'm a fan of Goretzka. He's like up there with the German players that I always like using. I think that would be the main three for me. Because Nkunku, I've already got his Rulebreakers, so that wouldn't really make any sense necessarily for that, because I'll just happily use the Rulebreakers instead as a link to Goretzka or something like that. But other than that, I don't think there realistically is. I mean, Acuna maybe as a good super sub for centre mid or CDM or something like that.
Yeah, I was going to say, he looks more like CDM or centre mid, doesn't he?
He does, but you know that's why people love Acuna when he gets a special card that is not performance based. That's when he's beloved by the community.
He's the perfect one for an EA promo, without a doubt.
Yeah. The fact they've not pulled the trigger on it yet sort of semi-surprises me.
Be foot freeze.
See him in Footness.
Because he didn't have a freeze, did he, before? He definitely had. Was it Shapeshifter a previous year? I feel.
Yes. Yeah.
Something like that.
Yes. He had a showdown left back last year. He had
a centre mid on 20, I believe.
He had a centre mid card, I feel, on 21 as well later on.
Ooh, I don't remember that because I would have used.
I'm sure he had a middle of the park card last year.
FUT Generations. Let's just settle this.
We've got to check.
We have to check this out. We're going to VAR.
I mean, the one thing I would say,
inbound.
I would change Pablo Fornals to like Zuma, or the one that hasn't been mentioned is Jared Bowen.
Yep.
Because he got 2 assists.
He did get 2 assists, and he pretty much. I mean, he made Fornals' goal.
Yeah.
He did make Fornals' goal. Like, I know he's got to finish it still, but I mean, to be fair, if you could get an uninformed, that would be Allison. I mean, that is the worst game I've seen the goalkeeper in a long, long time.
I'd prefer to use the term out of form, but I do get the point. Looking at looking at Acuna, anyone want to guess when he got that card? I'm really, really shocked that all three of us had this brain fart. Yeah.
I remember seeing the team takedown. So maybe
it's either FIFA 19 or FIFA 20.
I'm going 20.
Both. Not 19. Sorry, 19. 19. You only had a tots. Anyone want to guess when in 21 he got it? No, not at all.
When in 21.
It's
when in 21.
Oh gosh.
No,
wasn't FUT birthday.
Was it Rulebreakers?
No.
It was about February. I'm gonna say it's like a February time. No.
No. Does no one remember 98 Acuna? No, not at all.
Oh yeah. I remember that. But I swear there was one earlier on.
No. There was left back showdown. There was left back inform. FIFA 20. There was a shapeshifters, as I said, and then there was a foot freeze. Footmus. Sorry, Christ. Footmus in FIFA 20. Same.
Yeah.
I packed him like before everything went nuclear. I was like, oh, this is insane. I'm over the moon, and I'm ashamed to have forgotten that.
Yeah, me
completely
too.
and utterly ashamed.
I got him.
That's why I was like
earlier than when those recycled packs came out.
Same. I think it was my first one I packed as well. I feel it was my first FOF. No, not FOF. It was the other one. No, it was FOF. Some Stars is the one I was thinking of. It's FOF.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. All right. Yeah. So basically, this year he is very likely to get a FUT birthday, reflecting on one of those many times that he's had a central base card.
Yeah. 2 times. He had a shapeshifter. He's had 2. He had a shapeshifter in the FOF
and the Festival of FUT. Yeah. I'm looking forward to seeing that come out in the winter.
Because he's already, as I said, had the Footness card in FIFA 20. So it's less likely. I mean, unless they decide to just go copy paste. Although that was a winger card, I believe. So we'll see. We don't know.
Okay, I think that is it with Team of the Week and the football news and stuff. So we're going to go into the Q&A. So before I ask the question from the Q&A, we have to address something. We have to address something from last week because obviously GH asked us about the pizzas and rating his toppings, but not the cheese, the base, and the actual pizza itself, like whether it's stuffed crust or just plain old crust or something like that. So he's obviously come back to us. He said it's mozzarella, it's tomato base, and it's non-stuffed crust. But Brad decided to go and rate it anyway on Twitter, so he's given it a 4 out of 10.
I have, but I don't feel like I've thought much about it. I was just in the moment of replying to his tweets. So so let me cipher this down. Right, okay. So what base has he said?
Base.
So he's just said the normal standard.
This is basically everything's bog standard, what you'd expect on a normal pizza.
Yeah.
Right, okay, so first of all, tomato base is a -1, so that takes it down to a 9.
Okay, right.
Yeah, okay.
He hasn't got a stuffed crust.
No.
takes
Yep.
it down to an 8.
Yep.
I mean,
Alright.
when you can have a stuffed crust, why do you not have a stuffed crust?
Because you don't want
And
to pay the extra, I guess. I
one
don't
as
know.
well. Oh, the best one as well with the, if anyone remembers, the hot dog and mustard stuffed crust at Domino's. Oh my goodness.
I mean, I'd just go for the standard one. No messing about. No fancy schmancy stuff. Just
You just want the extra cheese.
just the extra cheese.
Yeah.
It's good enough.
No
It's,
hot dogs for me. I hate
So it's
hot dogs.
it's like I'm a fan of mozzarella sticks. Beautiful.
Yeah,
Genuinely love them
do
from
like
like
them.
a.
with a good dip. With a good dip though. You
Yeah.
gotta have a good dip.
No, you don't even have to have a
Good
good dip. I can have them without the dip. I
No,
need.
you gotta have a dip. You gotta have
You
a
don't
dip,
have
in
to have
my
a dip.
opinion.
No.
I mean,
I feel like it's got.
I'm sorry. On a night out, I'm not going to be fussed about a damn dip.
Oh god, no, hang on, we're talking something different here. I'd eat my left shoe on a night out if I'd had a few drinks. So I think so anchovies, like I say, I can't say anything about that. I've never had one, so we have to call it a half for that. Just on
Knock
the
off
sheer
a half.
fact
Alright,
doesn't
okay.
add it.
So now 7.5.
So we're now 7.5. Olives, love an olive, big fan. So you're still at 7.5 there. Have I already
Interesting.
taken him away for the tomato base?
Yes, that was the first thing you did.
Yeah.
That was the first one I did. Yeah.
The cheese? You haven't said about
You
the cheese.
haven't said anything
topping.
about the mozzarella. Yeah, God, you didn't.
So I'm going to have to do a half again because mozzarella's great, but it's not enough. There's other cheeses. Like I'd have more than just one. Like, yeah.
It's got to
It's
have Red
just-
Leicester Gorgonzola.
Yeah, but
Yeah, what cheese are you going for? No, I want this answer. What bonus cheese are you going for here?
bit of grated cheddar and a bit of. Well, I mean, if I had my way, there'd be some dirty things on there like a brie or a roll, a garlic roll or something.
And you're getting these from a Domino's.
No, I'm not getting them from a Domino's. No.
He's
I was about to say,
putting them on
considering I
Well,
believe
is
GH
he
said
getting
this
his
is.
from a
He's
Domino's?
gone to
I believe-
Waitrose.
I
He's
believe
gone to Waitrose to get his
depends.
pizza.
Is he getting
GH
his
said.
from a Domino's.
So he didn't say on the tweet, but I did have a word with him straight away in his stream after the podcast.
Okay.
He confirmed that he both home makes this and he also orders it from Domino's.
Okay.
So he does both.
Right. Okay then. So, yeah. That's all it is for me. Is just I don't do tomatoes, so I'd have to have a barbecue base for me. So then the other two toppings were sausage and pepperoni. Got nothing wrong with them at all. So I think I'm giving it actually, what is it, a 7.5?
Well, you were taking
So-
off an extra half, weren't you, for just cheddar?
Yeah,
Oh, not
so
just
that's
cheddar,
a
just
seven.
mozzarella.
But
But if you're
yeah,
going to chuck
not-
in, if you're going to try and chuck an extra 2 or 3 cheeses on there, surely that's thirds. God,
Oh.
I
yeah, it's complicated stuff here.
And also, I think actually generally, why are you stopping at 4 toppings? I suppose, but then I suppose you only get 4 for free, do you?
I think it is.
no.
It depends on the
Depends
pizza.
on the pizza.
Yeah.
If you get bogged down and have something like a Mighty Meaty, I think has like 5 or 6. Like,
And then you
Right,
change
okay.
it up and you can get basically that amount.
but you can only change 2 of those toppings for free on a Mighty Meaty or
But
something like that.
still.
So you probably
Just
start going
change.
to bonus stuff afterwards.
That's
I'm
going to have the
happy to give it-
pepperoni and sausage.
I'm happy to give it a 6.27.
6.27. right. So he says 7 and then makes it lower than 7. But he also likes some of the toppings, which he doesn't add onto the score. And
No, not adding it.
Well, it starts
Yeah,
on
but
the
if-
top,
add it,
that's
do
his
you?
whole point. Brad's
Why do you add it? It's got to
See,
start at 10 and
it
it
doesn't
stays
ha-
at
it
10
doesn't
if
have
something's
to.
good.
It doesn't
You can't go
have to.
higher than 10.
no.
I mean-
If you're knocking it
I
down
know, so
and
you
then
like
say,
me,
I
you-
like that,
Mers, where do you start? Do you start 0, 5, or 10?
I'd probably start around. I might start around a 10, but like if I don't like something, I knock it down. But then if I like something, I knock it back up. So
Yeah. No. That's.
I start
if
at
you
5.
You're negating what you're doing then, though.
No, I start at 5.
well, I'm being generous with my ratings, you know.
I start at
Yeah.
5. If it's bog standard average, then it's a 5. If it's just a plain margarita, that's a bog standard 5. You mess something up on it, it gets worse. If you make it better, it gets better. Simple. If it gets better from an average pizza, it gets less than a 5. If it gets better than a normal pizza, it gets a 6 and above, etc. That's how I would personally do it.
I think to get an increased rating, there's got to be something extra special about what they're doing. Not just a topping that you like. That just stays the same. That just stays as the rating of that pizza.
What
be.
would? Okay, here's my question to you.
If it had stuck in that garlic herb butter in there, I'd have been like, "Now we're talking, mate. You can have an extra."
I mean,
bite for that."
doesn't a Domino's naturally come with garlic and herb dip?
No,
It's
you
not
can
the same
choose
as
the
having a garlic
dip
and herb
though.
butter on it.
You choose the dip. So
Yeah, and you can.
Yeah, so that's the controversy of Brad. I did actually have this over the weekend, so an actual, I guess, expert opinion on this rather than hyperbole of just going, I'm going to take things off because I've not. It was solid, if not spectacular. Trying anchovies for the first time was interesting. I did.
What did you feel it was too salty with that and the olives?
For me, a little bit too much salt on.
Yeah.
I mean, I like a lot of salt and stuff, so I mean, I've got a high salt tolerance. Hence, I play FIFA so much. But basically, for me, it seems like a bit too much. Like, I think one or the other's fine. Maybe you could swap that out for something else.
Because when you think about it, like actually as a meat as well, like sausages, pepperoni, they're also quite salty.
Exactly.
Yeah,
So you got a lot of salt on this, including olives as well. Everything.
He must literally pound a litre of drink afterwards.
And there's usually salt in the dough as well on top of that.
Yeah, but they're not going to just send out flavourless dough, are they?
Yeah.
Oh no, there'll be salt and everything in there.
Yeah. And cheese
just
as well.
On the chance you're not delivering, and they're gonna want you to buy a litre of Pepsi. You know.
So honestly, I think you take out the anchovies, possibly chuck in something else. I don't know. I mean, for me, something just take it a bit more acidic. Like if something's too salty, you want to add something sweet or acidic to it to try and sort of balance out that.
You were going to say pineapple then, because that is the most criminal thing that.
Still yet to ever have pineapple on a pizza. I will try it someday, just to obviously make my own judgment call on that whole debate. I've not tried it and been like.
I've had it, but not like I don't think over the age of 10.
I've never had it. I've never had it, and I will have it at some point.
Kids' birthday parties when you were like 8 years old, but I definitely haven't had anyone who has ham and pineapple as an adult needs just to reevaluate things.
I will put you in contact with my friend Jack, who I've been ridiculing for years about this.
Yeah, his details I'll add on.
Oh dear. But yeah, I don't know what I'd take. So you want something sweet in its place? Really, sweet or acidic. Do that
with a barbecue base, though, do you think that
you could? Yeah, the tang of a barbecue base could work, and then just add in another meat.
Yeah.
Like that could be a way. Or if you want to be a bit more balanced, you could add in something like maybe a sweet corn for the sweetness. Depending on who you are, pepper. You've got options, but it needs something. It's just. It was very salty from what I experienced.
I feel like if me and Luke shared a pizza, there would be no disagreements on toppings. I think we would be.
Well, I mean, I'm pretty certain I looked at your face when I said that I started off as a veggie when it came to pizzas last week, and it was just turns face. Like head just goes.
It's just because everything's better with meat.
Just adds in the Inception sound music, the Inception turn of.
I had that look as well. It's like mushrooms, fuck off, get them off. No mushrooms.
Mushroom and sweet corn was what I grew up on. Alright, it's fine.
I love mushrooms.
It's great. Yeah,
I don't.
Mushrooms. I know a lot of people don't like mushrooms. A lot of people I know judge me for it.
My wife absolutely despises them, and even to the fact that she doesn't want to be anywhere near the kitchen when I'm cooking them because she hates the smell of them.
That's completely understandable. But yeah, I think me and Brad have slightly bonded over pizza in this last week and WWE.
Like we're literally going to watch WrestleMania and eat pizza.
Yes.
Sorry,
I can gladly book that time off. I will not be addressing Mers. He's trying to specifically get a rise out of both of us. He tried this on stream the other day. It's not working, pal. Right? I'm not to use some specific terms. I'm not working myself into a shoot. I'm not doing that. You won't know what that means, Maz. But yeah, I'm not going to work myself into a shoot over this. To this week's questions.
Alright, yeah, let's go into this week's questions then. It looks like it's the same man again. GH. So he's like our biggest fan or something like that.
It's almost like he's been on the podcast.
Yes,
he's
trying to get on here again.
Because I have seen this question, what is coming up, right? And I've got to just ask because I don't actually know, and you guys might know, but pizza in Christmas, is he 12?
I mean, there's another question after that, but I mean, I'm not gonna. You've spoke to him on the podcast and you've taken him through bonus draft builder. You should know by now.
I don't know how old he is. I never thought to ask. Just wanted to make sure he got consent off his parents first.
Oh God! Right, okay. And here goes. And now for next week's questions with 0 incoming.
Yeah. Yeah, basically, without you, George, we don't have a Q&A, so keep them coming,
exactly. So keep them coming. Please. And anyone else who wants to ask any questions, please head over to the Twitter account every Sunday or Monday. I did this on Sunday, hoping that maybe we'll get more questions. Didn't seem to work.
Maybe open it up today. Maybe just open it up earlier.
Maybe.
Also, Mers will like any WWE related questions as well. So don't have to be FIFA.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
Yeah,
we can. We'll absolutely take questions on the latest releases and everything like that. Yeah, let's not get started on that. That goes too deep.
The first question is a non-FIFA related thing anyway. So here we go. So the question is, when do you put your Christmas decorations or tree up? November or December, and do you get a real? There's like multi-tiered like questions here. Then do you get a real tree or a fake one? His preference is a real tree, but obviously they're a bit of a mess, to be fair.
And not very good.
But he puts his decorations up 3 weeks before Christmas Day. But what he also doesn't say is he listens to Christmas music in like October and September. Like he'll listen to Christmas music at any point in the year. This weirdo.
Let's take this. We're taking this from a normal year, yeah. So
from normal year.
Based on the fact that people are now starting early because obviously of the terrible years we've had leading up.
Yeah, average year.
Yeah, average year.
So for me, I think I would do this. So there's a couple of things that's going to be different about me this year. So first of all, I obviously up until this year, I've done 14 years of shift work. Right, so sometimes I'm working over Christmas. So and sometimes my shifts don't fall on a day where it makes sense for me to be able to put the tree up. But for me, in terms of acceptability, as soon as December hits, it is acceptable to put your Christmas in my opinion. So for me this year, I now have moved to a 9 till 5 for 12 weeks for my own mental health, and also I have a newborn. Yeah. So those kind of things factor in about one time, and also he's going to be around about 5 months, 6 months. It'd be 5 months just after day after Christmas. So yeah, it's basically a case of like, well, I want things to look really nice and bright and everything for him. So I actually have a week off beginning the 6th of December, so mine are going up then in that time, somewhere during that time frame. In terms, what I think is more interesting is about what people say about putting them down, because I fall a little bit out of the remit, out of the guidelines for this. So the 12th day of Christmas is when they should come down.
Yeah,
happens to fall on my birthday. I'm not taking Christmas decorations down on my birthday. I don't want to also suck all the festivity out of my birthday, so I leave them up until the day after.
Okay.
So
the 7th,
which is supposedly bad luck, but yeah, I leave them up.
Is that the 7th?
6th of January.
6th. Okay. What about you, Luke? What's your general gist on that?
So, I mean, my general gist of it is I think we normally put it up 2 weeks beforehand. We don't sort of put it up immediately. We use a fake tree, sort of same one. Buy a couple new ornaments every year. Yeah, couple new ornaments every year. Sort of minor little details, but sort of keep it nice and sort of quaint. And then we take it down on the 12th day. As for his Christmas music,
It's Christmas music. Yeah.
I mean, I'm not going to get triggered by this. I know a bunch of people around me try and sort of annoy me with this, but I mean, Christmas music is nice, but I personally choose to not listen to it until the 1st of December. Sort of when Christmas movies and everything comes on, and my mum doesn't get the heck off of Christmas 24, all that stuff.
Yeah.
Like then's where I'm fine with it. Like I don't mind too much, and considering the challenge you set him, I feel he's tried to trigger me quite hard here and failed. Obviously, with last week's call out of saying you've annoyed Mers, you've annoyed Brad, now you got to try and hit this. It's not it's not got there. You're gonna have to try a bit harder than this, my friends.
Yeah.
I mean, Mers, you work in retail, don't you?
I do work in retail, so for me,
So like when I used to, they were played pretty much any time from like the 1st of November.
I
the Christmas
worked in retail
songs
as well.
aren't. Christmas songs in my in Tesco's is from 1st of December. However, Christmas I see Christmas from the middle of August. So, yeah, for me personally, I prefer my decorations and stuff to go up from the 1st of December. I put on Christmas jumpers 1st of December. Like, pretty much, I prefer 1st of December. But unfortunately, my wife prefers a bit earlier. I think she just prefers it earlier because, again, like you say, some people, especially with some mental health issues and stuff like that, who maybe suffer from depression, maybe like to have the joy that Christmas can bring and the decorations can bring. So she prefers it to have it sooner. So next weekend is when this weekend, in fact, is when we're having our decorations and stuff being put up. I would love a real Christmas tree, but because of how much of a mess they are and the fact that you have to buy one every single year, I just end up going with fake trees because we have like 3 put up. So we have like one downstairs, one up in the room that I'm in, and then like maybe one in one of the kids' bedrooms or something like that. So
yeah, that's fair enough. I mean, I think I've always had artificial trees. I think one, they're better for the environment, and 2, like you say, you don't have to worry about going out and get it every year. It makes fairly minimal mess, although mine is a alpine snow one or something, so it does make a little bit of mess.
I've got one of those.
But in terms of the music, I think it's okay to play it from December. When I was in retail, like I say, it was getting played super early. That was really annoying, especially as you hear the same CD 30
over and over
times a day.
and over again.
And the only thing I think about, like you say, about putting it up to try and like boost your mood and stuff and that, is that unfortunately the winter blues post Christmas then hit harder, don't they? I think for some people in a way. Nights are daylight is one of the main key things that we don't get enough of around this time, and has obviously proven to give us that vitamin D that we all need to make us happier. And then not only that, people then start to reflect on sort of how much money they spent over that period, and now it's all done for another year, and people are making resolutions and stuff. We get into a very, very sort of negative mindset post Christmas. It's tough to try and keep things upbeat. So hey, I'm all for let's go in for a year of Christmas. Why not?
I mean, it loses novelty over a certain period of time, but
every day.
I mean, he's asked another question, but I think with the runtime as it is right now, I think I might leave that one be, because I think the ideal runtime for a podcast, guys, I think is from the listeners, from looking at the and the analytics and stuff, and what you got listeners like, I think you prefer a shorter podcast. So with that, I'll leave it just at that one question, and we'll head into the outro. So FSB content this week. So me and Luke are going to be recording a budget builder face off.
Correct.
And we're going to do it around a Rulebreakers 2 card. We haven't quite fully decided, but I'm liking the look of Le Bamba, so I'm thinking possibly him, because especially as prices aren't too bad for a lot of the cards, and at the price that he is, he's a good alternative to a certain Neymar. So if you haven't got the coins for something like a Neymar, he's basically the best option realistically for people with a smaller budget. So I think we'll do it around him, but that's no guarantees. Then we obviously got the bonus draft builder. Is the conspiracy going to continue? That is the big question. Gotta prepare the evil laughter for bonus draft builder, I think. And try and keep a poker face as well this week as well. Got to try keep poker face after like literally just giving away everything whilst I was building my squad last week. Then obviously the podcast as always. I will, as Lucas suggested, I will put the question up on the Wednesday, so a day after the podcast, so it gives people time to listen to the podcast. I find that viewers listen to it more on a Wednesday, so I'll put it out on a Wednesday. And if you guys head over to the Twitter at FSB Creators, then you can post your questions there, and it also maybe gives you a little bit of time to think about what questions you might like to ask us, because again, as we said, it doesn't have to be FIFA related, it doesn't have to be football related, it can be just anything, it can be anything. Like GH asked us about the Christmas things, and last week it was about the pizzas, so literally can be virtually anything. So feel free to do that. Also, don't forget to go and drop each of us a little follow on our social medias and our individual channels, as well as the FSB YouTube channel. All links you'll find down in the description down below. I think that covers everything. So guys, thank you for listening to today's podcast. We'll catch you all in the next episode, and thank you for being on the podcast today, Brad and Luke.
No problem.
As always.
Thank you very much, and enjoy yourselves. Bye.
Peace out.
Bye.